You had an interesting take on that, on sort of Hegel's performance overall in your piece on Open Zion, and I encourage everyone to check it out and read it. It's called "What Happened to Hegel." I will be tweeting a link to it shortly, but um, tell us exactly why you think that Hegel stumbled so much. I thought it was a very interesting analysis.
Well, I was considering a few options then. This was in the, I wrote the piece. I watched the hearings all day and tweeted them from the Open Zion Twitter account. And then at the end of the day, I sat down to write my piece, which was published the morning after. And the possibilities that I considered was that possibly the administration told him to lay down, and he just wasn't very good at it, because this is a guy, not really known for BSing, who suddenly was asked by his minders and his handlers from the administration to just sort of take the punishment and not be too confrontational. And he's a guy who's always been confrontational by nature. He's always said what he thought and has been really forthcoming about it. So I was surprised to not see him have a kind of sure footing. And I thought that might be attributable to the fact that he was being asked to adjust his positions a little bit, and not take firm stands and really fight back when these senators came after him. And actually, that was borne out by a piece of reporting by my boss, Peter Beinart, who talked to some aides close to Hegel, who told them that the advice the administration gave Hegel was that he should, quote, be a tank, to not stand up and open himself up to more attack by trying to fight back. And so I think that was actually the case, and it might be a little bit of armchair psychology on my part, but I just think Hegel was uncomfortable in this newfound role of being much more politically sensitive with his comments than he's used to.
It's certainly hard to hold back views that you've had for a long time when you've been told to do so for political purposes. We're talking with Ali Gharib. He's a senior editor at Open Zion, a blog on the Daily Beast. And Ali, I have to ask, we've had you on the show in the past, and you basically told us that the campaign to smear Hegel was in its last throes, that they were going to see themselves defeated, and certainly they were defeated, at least in so much as Hegel was nominated. But is Hegel's confirmation in danger at this point?
I really don't think so. If you tally up all the committed no votes, they're all from the Republican caucus, and there's about 10 of them so far. Those are the committed no's. Now, imagining that the no camp, with like Senator Mark Kirk leading the campaign against Hegel and distributing material to other offices about him, one imagines that a few more Republicans might fall into the no column. But my previous estimate, which I'll have to revise, was that I expected about 10 to 15 no votes. Now I would guess somewhere between 15 to 20. And so that's still a pretty large majority. There's been even one of the senators on the Senate Armed Services Committee that questioned Hegel this week said that he plans to vote no, but he wouldn't support a filibuster. And with 55 seats in the Democratic caucus in the Senate, it's a pretty safe position to be in. They've already even peeled off one Republican supporter, Thad McCotter, and so we'll see if any of the other Republicans fall into the yes votes in the full Senate. But I wouldn't expect that there would be a viable filibuster or that his nomination could be blocked. But you're right to call me out on my past statements, because maybe I was a bit optimistic about that.
Well, that's all right, Ali, because we still love your analysis, and that's why Ali is going to continue with us onward into the next segment. We're going to be talking about the use of torture in the United States. Has it become an official policy? What does it mean that John Brennan has been promoted in the president's national security circles? And what about that movie Zero Dark 30?